Another American comes to Sister Thakur and says, Thakur, please come to America. Our societies are broken, our hearts are barren and empty, our families have been destroyed, our individuals have been spoiled. Please come to America, preach about your love and compassion. Sister Thakur is saying, I don't have to go to America, just take this holy name with you, and I would remain with you forever. Take this holy name, take this Satnam, take this mantra, keep chanting this mantra all the time. You would feel my presence all the time. I would be with you all the time. That is Sister Thakur. Dr. Revati Mohan Biswas, a devotee of Sister Thakur, whom Sri Borda had sent to a prestigious university in the United States of America and to do research on the life and ideology of Sister Thakur Gulchandra. He went to America and he goes to different parts of the country. On one occasion, he is speaking in a university on the ideology of Sister Thakur. At the end of the discussion and discourse, a lady comes to him and says, Dr. Biswas, I liked your speech. I liked everything that you said about your spiritual guide, but I still do not understand. I do not agree with the fact that I must have a living ideal at the center of my life. I can pursue my life. I can read books and scriptures. I can listen to different spiritual masters, but I do not necessarily need to have an ideal at the center of my life, Dr. Biswas. But I really admire the way you speak. I like everything that you said, but I do not agree with this statement. Please do visit my home. I would like to invite you for dinner at my home. Please come and be my guest. Dr. Biswas agrees to go to this lady's home and have dinner. The next day he goes to her home. This lady happens to be a PhD in cooking sciences. She probably knows all kinds of dishes, Indian, continental, Asian, all kinds of dishes. She has done a PhD in that. And she had with a lot of dedication and hard work and a lot of preparation, prepared many dishes for Dr. Biswas. Dr. Biswas was at the dinner table and she was serving food. After a few minutes, so when she had sabji, she had served some curry, and Dr. Biswas takes one spoon of that curry and then says, Mother, this curry is tasteless. This lady could not accept that fact. She said, impossible. I have put in the best spices in that. I have put my best efforts in preparing this curry for you. So this cannot be tasteless. Dr. Biswas says, Ma, please taste it yourself. So the lady takes a spoon of that curry and then kind of puts that inside her mouth and says, oh, Dr. Biswas, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I agree this is tasteless. I made one mistake. I've done everything right. I put the best spices and condiments. I put the best ingredients to prepare the best dish for you. But I just forgot to put salt in that. That's one mistake I made. I forgot to put salt in that. Dr. Biswas said, Ma, Sri Thakur is the salt of my life. He is the salt of my life. You may have everything with you. You may have the best possible ingredients. But if you don't put salt, this becomes tasteless. Similarly, you could have everything in your life. You could have all the qualification. You could have all the money. You could have all the knowledge. You could have all the power. But if you don't have the living ideal at the center of your life becomes tasteless, meaningless, useless. Because he is one person who has transformed me, who has changed my personality, who has brought about an evolution in me. Today, I am what I am because of him. The lady understands the essence of what Dr. Biswas was trying to say about the meaning of ideal-centric life. Says Dr. Biswas, do initiate me now in his path. I want to accept Sri Thakur as my living ideal too. There was a famous magician in India, his name is P.C. Sarkar. He comes to Sri Thakur and Kul Chandra and is asking, Thakur, what is the miracle that you have? You know, I'm a magician, I can show many miracles. But can you show any miracle? What is your miracle? Sri Thakur says, he is instructing one of his devotees. He says, take Mr. Sarkar to Anand Bazaar, where Jagdishwar Jha is there in the kitchen. Jagdishwar Jha was preparing food in Anand Bazaar. Anand Bazaar is the place which is the mass kitchen of Sri Thakur, where food is served to all the devotees who come to ashram. The devotees did not understand why Thakur wanted to send him to Jagdishwar Jha in the kitchen in Anand Bazaar, and P.C. Sarkar was escorted to the Anand Bazaar where Jagdishwar Jha was serving food to many people. And these devotees have taken Mr. Sarkar and says, Jagdishwar Da, Thakur has asked you to meet Mr. P.C. Sarkar the magician. So Jagdishwar Jha is gladly welcoming him and is saying, do you want to ask me anything? The magician P.C. Sarkar is asking Jagdishwar Jha, what is the miracle of Sri Thakur? What miracle he has shown? Jagdishwar Jha is saying, can you look at me? Yes, I am looking at you. Can you look at both my hands? P.C. Sarkar is saying, yes, I am seeing both your hands. But do you know that these two hands have killed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people? I was a terrorist a few years ago. My only job was to kill people. And these two hands today are serving food to people. The hands which were killing people, the same two hands are serving people today. I am a transformed human being today. What more miracle you want to see, P.C. Sarkar? Can there be any bigger miracle than this? A man who was a terrorist today is a man who's serving people. That is the biggest miracle of Sri Thakur. Sri Thakur is saying, what is logic to what is magic to the common man is logic to him. What appears to be magic to us is pure logic, pure science, pure scientific process. There's nothing beyond that. There was a group of Guru brothers who was preaching the ideology of living, of being and becoming of Sri Thakur, and who was going to different villages and different parts of Bengal those days. They were just about to leave on one such mission to go out and preach the ideology of Sri Thakur. They just have come to Thakur and then said, Thakur, tomorrow morning we will be on a mission. We will go to 15 different villages of North Bengal and we will preach about your message of being and becoming. So Sri Thakur says, take this young magician who has come from that village. Those devotees looked at that young man. He looked very shabbily dressed, did not look very sophisticated, and they were not very happy to take this man with them. So they were a bit hesitant, but since Thakur has said, they could not say no. So they took that young man with them. And after a few days, they were on this mission of preaching the ideology of Sri Thakur. And a few days later, they found that this young man not only looks very shabby, he also is a petty thief, because he was stealing few items from the group which was on this mission of Sri Thakur's Satsang mission. And they said, this is a good opportunity to throw this guy out of our group. So they said, Birju, you get lost. You are not required in our mission anymore because you have all bad habits. And they threw him away of the group. They went to different villages, came back to the ashram after 15 days, and they were very eager and anxious to describe before Sri Thakur about the mission. They went to so many villages. So many people accepted Sri Thakur's ideology. They were very eager and happy to describe. And they just started describing, Thakur, this happened and that happened and this happened. Thakur was not listening to them. Thakur Thakur is looking here and there, looking at everybody in the group, and Thakur is asking, where is Birju? Where is that young man? So one of them says, Thakur, we asked him to go. But Thakur said, why? Why did you ask him to go? I had asked him to take him along with you and keep him along with you. One of the devotees said, Thakur was a bit thief. He was stealing items from our bags and baggages and all that. So we decided to throw him out. Thakur said, what is this? You go everywhere and then preach about universal brotherhood. You could not adjust and keep one young man with you. What kind of brotherhood you are preaching? You are going and talking about my love and compassion, but you could not love one human being and could not keep him with you. What are you talking about? This devotee, one of them, with little arrogance replied, Thakur, survival of the fittest. He was not fit enough to survive with us. Thakur, with extreme sadness, told them, young man, first make the unfit fit, then only you will survive. If you cannot make the unfit fit, there is a big question mark on your survival itself. So if you really want to survive, make everybody else who is unfit, make them fit. Make the incompetent competent, make the ineffective effective, make the incapable capable if you really want to survive yourself. That's the mission of Sister Thakur. And Thakur says, if you really want to practice dharma, religion, ensure that everybody else exists and you exist yourself. Jesus Christ had said, live and let live. Thakur said, let live and live. Let everybody live and you live yourself. And that's the true essence of religion and spirituality. And to follow that, we need to take that holy mantra. And then we'll have to take and then practice that holy mantra through meditation. Through that creates a vibration, as my previous brothers were saying, and that vibration is nothing but different forms of energy, the heat energy and the sound energy. Today the scientists are saying the whole universe was created because of the Big Bang. There was a big explosion and the whole universe was created. So there was a big sound and the whole universe was created from that big sound. So the source of this universe, the source of the creation is that big vibration. And the big vibration is the causative factor. That is the name. That is the holy name. And when we practice that holy name connects us to the cause of this source of this creation. Sister Thakur says that your sound must reach out to me.